Let's go across to Jitan Jain now for more. And Jitan, it's just, good to have you with us, but this just shows how vulnerable we are. Explain to our viewers about, how this outage has been caused, as Microsoft has been saying this is due to an update in CrowdStrike.
Gargi, look, there are three things. Usually, this blue screen of death or this stop stream comes when there is a critical issue in the system, which may have happened due to a new hardware you may have injected or a new software update or a OS update which has come in. And usually, whenever the system detects that there is a critical flaw, there is a stop code arrangement which literally throws a blue screen and does not and makes system to either restart or shut down. Now, that this particular thing has happened because this internal third-party service provider of Microsoft, CrowdStrike, which is a threat intelligence company, it appearing that they have issued an update through Microsoft, and whichever users have received that update, because of that stop code error, a blue screen of death is coming up. Now, it happened first in Australia, then in India, and many other countries. So now, usually it happens because of time zone issues. So suppose if an update is to be delivered at 9 a.m. in the morning, so countries which reach 9 a.m. first according to time zone starts getting impacted. So that may be one of the reasons why Australia was first impacted. Second, also at the same time, the systems which are offline or systems which have disabled the automatic updates are not impacted. Now, usually what is happening these days, all the new laptops and Microsoft, Windows systems you use, they have automatic round-the-clock updates enabled. So as soon as your system receives an update, it can restart anytime, and you will be receiving this error. Now, third, caller before us pointing out to a particular system file which you can delete, which in a way you're trying to manually restore the previous version by deleting that impacted file, which is causing this critical flaw. I think it's a good solution for individual users. It's a good solution for small private companies.
But Jitan, explain me this. Jitan, given that how widespread this impact has been, how it's causing chaos in hospitals and at airports, in newsrooms, in corporate offices, should Microsoft have informed users that there is an update going to come in the system? Just explain to us, because now we're saying it's CloudSource and CrowdStrike and their update that has caused this glitch. But should Microsoft have informed users? How does one hopefully prevent something like this in the future?
It's not only about Microsoft, even like Android phones or Apple phones or these Windows systems. These days, they keep receiving updates automatically in real time. Sometimes it is to protect you to advance your systems. And I think we receive hundreds of updates every week, every month.
That's true.
And they are automated. Users sometimes they are to secure you. So these people keep updating systems round the clock, and I think every morning or every 3 days, you would also have seen on your mobile phone, you receive that a new download is available. Do you want to update the operating system? In laptops and Windows, it happens automatically unless and until user physically says that snooze the update or disable the updates. So that happens, and usually no user consent is required for each and every update. This is how they have designed the system. Now, third, whichever system is running on Microsoft, that accounts for, let's say, 90% of operating systems in the world, or 80%. That may be impacted if they are online. So if you're an offline laptop, you're not impacted. If your company does not allow automatic updates, you're not impacted. But if the Windows systems are allowed to update automatically, and then especially if it is a public-facing system, for example, banks for transactions, airports for check-in, check-out displays, share markets, trading companies, every system which is customer facing, which is doing some real-time data jobs, labs, desks, all of them would be impacted. Now, the worst is these stopgate arrangements like manually removing a system file may work very well for individual systems, but we actually do not know what the dependencies are of that particular file, or whether it was one file or multiple files. So especially in the highly critical systems in critical information.
One of the callers Jitan, one of the callers even expressed concern about how they're worried if their data has been compromised in any way once the systems get back on track. But it just goes to show how vulnerable we are. And when this first started, of course, everyone's minds went to whether this is some kind of a terror act, if it's some sort of hostile act that has taken place.
No, it may be an individual employee doing some sabotage. It may be a genuine human error. I mean, usually whenever there's an update, it is not just randomly released into the system. CrowdStrike would have tested it 5-10 times on their test beds, and Microsoft would have tested in beta environment on multiple demo servers. And after everything is given green, then you push an update in real time to the client side. And especially in a, when you're pushing an update to billions of users, you do it multiple rounds of test cycles. So I don't know how this has slipped through. Usually should not have happened, but now the bigger challenge is once the system has crashed, how are you going to manually restore the system to an old state? Suppose if your system crashes and you lose an connectivity to internet, so it'll be very interesting to see how Microsoft is now able to remotely restore the system to the previous state without impacting any transactions or data.